The first day at a new school is hard enough, but for Jaden it was a nightmare. The moment he walked through the doors, whispers started. Wrong skin, wrong place, wrong time. The school's so-called popular kids had chosen their target. But what they didn't know? Jaden wasn't just any kid, and their cruelty was about to backfire in a way they'd never see coming. What happens when a victim refuses to stay silent? Keep watching, because this story is one they don't want you to hear. Jaden had been here less than a week. A new school, a new start. Or at least that's what his mom had promised. He kept his head down, books clutched tight, navigating the crowded hallways where every stare felt like a warning. He wasn't loud. He wasn't looking for trouble. But to some, he was different, and different was enough. The first whispers started in the cafeteria. By gym class, the looks had turned into laughter. And by the time the final bell rang, Jaden knew he had a target on his back. But what did neither he nor his bullies realize? This wasn't just another story of cruelty. It was the beginning of something they'd never forget. The first shove came in the hallway. It was hard enough to make Jaden stumble, but not hard enough to leave a mark. Just enough to send a message. You don't belong here. At lunch, his tray was knocked to the ground. Laughter erupted. Jaden clenched his fist but said nothing. They wanted a reaction. He wouldn't give them one. But then came the locker incident. Jaden had barely opened his locker when a pair of hands slammed it shut. He turned, and there they were. Ryan, Carter, and their crew. The school's untouchables, the ones who decided who mattered and who didn't. Ryan smirked, stepping closer. Didn't anyone tell you? This isn't your school. People like you don't last here. The others laughed, circling in. Jaden's pulse pounded, but he stood his ground. He had been through worse. But what he didn't see coming? The setup. Someone snatched his backpack. Another grabbed his notebook and ripped it apart, scattering pages down the hallway. The final blow. Ryan pulled out his phone, recording every second. Let's see how tough you are when the whole school's watching. Jaden's chest burned with humiliation. He could hear more students gathering, whispering, watching. Some faces were amused. Others looked away, pretending not to see. Not one person spoke up. The principal's office was just down the hall. He could run, report them. But what would that change? He knew how these stories ended. They'd laugh it off. He'd be the troublemaker. His fingers curled into fists. He had two choices: stay silent or make them regret ever choosing him as their target. Ryan's laughter rang in Jaden's ears. The phone camera hovered inches from his face, capturing every second of his humiliation. His ripped notebooks, his stolen backpack, and the jeers echoing down the hallway. Come on, say something, Ryan taunted, his smirk widening. Or are you just going to stand there like a scared little... Jaden moved, fast, precise, calculated. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't have to. Instead, he grabbed his scattered notebook pages from the floor and locked eyes with Ryan. You think this breaks me? Jaden's voice was steady, too steady. The laughter faded. Something in his tone shifted the energy. The crowd watched, waiting for him to snap. But he didn't. Instead, he pulled out his phone. You wanted a show, right? Jaden's fingers flew over the screen. Let's give them one. Ryan's smirk faltered. Within seconds, Jaden's live stream was up. You wanted everyone to see, Ryan? Now they will. The crowd gasped. Ryan's expression twisted into something between anger and panic. The power had shifted. For the first time, he wasn't the one in control. Jaden's voice was calm, but every word cut deeper than any punch ever could. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. But today, it's the last time I stay silent. The school hall had never been this quiet. Ryan lunged to snatch the phone, but it was too late. Jaden had already exposed the truth. Ryan's face went pale as Jaden's livestream spread like wildfire. The comments flooded in. Students, parents, and even strangers watching in real time. The truth was out, and for the first time, Ryan wasn't laughing. By the next morning, the principal's office was full. Ryan and his friends were forced to face the consequences of their actions. The school couldn't ignore it anymore. Not with the whole world watching, but Jaden? He walked in with his head high. This time, he wasn't the quiet new kid. He was the boy who refused to be silenced. The boy who stood up, not just for himself, but for every kid who had been bullied, targeted, or pushed aside just because of the color of their skin. The video didn't just expose Ryan, it started a conversation. Parents demanded change. Teachers reevaluated their silence. And Jaden, he became a symbol of strength, proof that standing up could turn fear into power. But here's the truth. Jaden's story isn't unique. How many more kids have to fight just to be treated with respect? How many more voices have to scream before the world truly listens? The real question is, will we finally change, or will we keep pretending racism isn't real? If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Your support helps bring more eye-opening stories to life. Where are you watching this video from? Let us know in the comments. Take care.